Hello, this is Born and Raised. My name is Jay. I'm a diehard Padre fan and a diehard Charger fan.
My name is Jacob. I'm also a diehard Charger and Padre fan.
And we're here to talk today about the news about the Chargers moving to Carson City, LA. But this morning it was like there's a deal done and they're having a press conference and just like it just all of a sudden became like, are they really moving? That was my thought. They're really
realistic.
It's realistic now. It's a possibility. I mean, it's more than a possibility. It almost seems like it's a done deal. And that's really it really made me. It hit here this morning. I felt gutted. Press conference they had in Carson today. What did you think about that?
Bunch of cheerleaders just from the community. They're just trying to amp up the community and get everyone behind the idea of having NFL teams.
Yeah.
Possibly two in their little, I don't know city, but I'm assuming it's a little city. It's a little suburban area with a bunch of churchgoers, and they're all just kind of happy that they're kind of getting on the map now, basically. Like, not to hate on them, but that's basically how I view it.
And essentially it's LA because it's right next. It's right next to LA, but it's from the looks of the press conference. If I was to judge it off the press conference, I would say I don't see typical football fans there. I don't see typical passionate football. I see people who are just passionate in the city and excited to rep for the city of Carson.
And if I lived there, I would rep for my city. Yeah. But still, it's like.
But they don't know if this is the Chargers and the Raiders. Okay, they don't know the history. They don't know what these players are. They don't know much about it. They don't know much about the Chargers. They don't know much about the Raiders. And there's gonna be fans that are coming from the LA going to go to the. That are gonna support the Raiders. But I really question the Charger following that they're gonna have there. It's gonna be depressing to see people when there's a Raider Charger game in LA and then the Raiders totally dominate. A Charger home, and you can say that happens now, which is exaggerated. But it's exaggerated. But there's still a lot of Charger fans that go to those games. But if you move that up to LA, it's going to be 90% Raider fans. That's because there's a Raider community up there. Because the Chargers, people are like, oh, the Chargers
started in LA.
They were there for 1 year.
1 year, and I hate when people bring up the statistic. Recently, it's been brought up a lot that 20 to 25% of the season ticket sales are from the LA community, which is stupid.
Orange County, they can
70 to 75% is from San Diego.
Yeah.
Like, do you see the math there? Like, does that make any sense? Like, sure, there's a community up there of Charger fans, but you can't base it off of that. That doesn't mean that they're gonna get a whole ton of revenue, which they might, but it's ridiculous when people bring that up.
Yeah, and another issue concerning today when there's a lot of information. A lot of stuff we found out today. One of them being that in the 9 months they've been talking about this for 9 months now. They've been talking with the Raiders for 9 months now.
Who knew?
Yeah.
Not even the mayor knew.
Do you think that's true? And B, does that make you more angry at the Chargers over this?
Well, first of all, it was known that the Chargers have been looking for a new stadium for like 14 years, and they needed a backup plan, which is understandable, so they probably looked to LA. They've probably been looking in LA for a while. There's been rumors about actually players and staff members kind of looking at places to live up in LA, but I don't know if that's true. But the fact that they've actually, because this stadium it's already architecturally built, and they've already got like the blueprint for it, and they're ready. They just basically need the Chargers to sign it, Chargers and Raiders to agree and break down all the little things, and it's already basically a done deal. But how I feel is that since 9 months ago, that's June, that's before last season started. If they would have told us then, we wouldn't feel so devastated, because by now we would have actually thought about it. The Raiders are irrelevant. The rivalry isn't what it used to be. No, like, stabbings recently. And by now, maybe we would have warmed up to it, but the fact that they kept it a secret for so long, it's kind of ridiculous.
And you wish they were more open about it, because there would be a lot less heat on them for it. If they came out and said, or they said this to the mayor, we are looking into Carson. We are looking into teaming up with the Raiders because we're trying to explore all our options. there would be a lot less animosity between the fans and the team and the mayor and the team. It wouldn't be such a stab to the heart as it feels today. I wish they were just more open about it, and it would still put pressure. If you were saying that we're going to do this, it would still put pressure on the city, on the task force, the mayor's put forth, and the mayor to get something done without, like I said, stabbing the fans and the mayor in the heart. That's my only criticism, because they have been. I mean, it's tough for them because they've been looking for a while now, and they've tried, and it's been tough with getting a deal done with the city. But I haven't been a fan of how they've been conducting the Chargers have been conducting their business the past month, because it just seems like they're not, especially if the news came out today, they're not honest. They're not. And I wish they were. I wish they were a little bit more honest about this thing. I wish they would. And maybe that's a little weird, because they don't want to tell. They want to unveil this, that they were teaming up with the Raiders. They don't want to just they don't want to tell the public, but it's gonna come out anyways. You wish they were just more honest about it.
What I think, I don't agree with this 100%, but some people have been saying this. I just feel like I should bring it up. Is that the fact that they're just kind of blowing this up now and saying that the deal is pretty much done, or the Carson official said that, or that they're ready to bring the Chargers and the Raiders. They're saying that they have a home in Carson if they fail to find something in San Diego. It kind of puts a whole lot more pressure than there has been recently on the officials that are on the task force that are trying to build a stadium. But I still think I don't agree with that. I think it's ridiculous. There's already been pressure. We know that we're looking into LA for a new stadium, and that we've been trying to look for one in San Diego for 14 years. So obviously there's pressure now.
Yeah, I mean, the other issue I have, and I'm sure you have, is whether we do make the drive up there. If it does move to LA, what will we do? What do we still go to the games? Do we still even cheer for them? It's just that going to games up there, I don't know if I can spend my money to go up there to give money to an owner who left. And you can say all you want that it was hard to work with the city. He tried and blah blah blah, but it's 50-50. If they move, you can't just say that it's more the city's fault. It's 50-50. One side didn't cooperate, and one side and the other side didn't cooperate. And when they leave, I'm not going to look at Dean Spanos and be like, you tried, and you're still the owner of my team. You left, and
you had opportunities too. It's not like there's been plans to build stadium in San Diego. None of them ever actually worked out. But I feel like
Mark Fabiani you can put the blame more on that guy.
But there's been chances. There could be a stadium built in San Diego. The Padres got a new stadium in San Diego. Why can't the Chargers? The Jaguars got a new stadium. It's not about how good we're doing. Even though the Chargers, they've been doing good. The Chargers have been doing good. And if Spanos can just trust some other people, like how Carson is doing, they have people from Goldman Sachs or whatever. They're getting investors. He wants sole ownership. He's not getting any outside help when he can.
Yeah.
He's just not trying hard enough, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, because the reason why, think about it, okay, we all love money. That's just who we are. We want money. And you can come out and you can really want to stay in San Diego and all that, and say you really care. Maybe you do really care. You really want to stay here. But you have this other option to go and make millions of dollars and join the second biggest market in the country, maybe the biggest.
It could be the biggest now.
When LA is an option, I think naturally you're gonna be you're not gonna be as committed as you would if the threat of moving to San Antonio or the threat of moving to Portland is there. I mean, you're not gonna try as hard when you have this option that's so bright and so shiny and so that can make you a lot of money. You're not gonna try as hard as, let's say, if the threat of moving to Portland or moving to San Antonio is there. You're gonna try less.
Plus, LA is not too far from San Diego. I mean, it's not a huge change for him. Plus, he's going to make a ton of money, so I can see why he's doing it. But it's just really disrespectful to the fans. And what I want to touch on really quick is the Rams, because they're in this discussion too. They actually have the most votes for teams that people want to see move to LA. Chargers were dead last, like 4%.
Yeah.
Rams had like 67, and the Raiders had the rest. But like the Rams, you see all these fans of the Rams that want to move to LA.
Yeah.
Raider fans also. After the press conference, there was a big old group of Raider fans saying, "LA Raiders, go back to LA." They're chanting and whatnot. Like 2 Charger fans there. None of them were like, "We want to go to LA." You'll never see a diehard Charger fan. I've seen people on Twitter, people messaging on Facebook, on the articles on Chargers.com. None of them, they're like, it's really disrespectful to the fans. We've been loyal to you. Why can't you be loyal back to us? And if St. Louis and Raider fans want to go to LA, they should make it happen. Why do the Chargers have to be dragged into it? I think we can find a stadium here. I don't see why we have to go to LA, honestly.
I mean, they're the San Diego Chargers, and when they move up there, maybe I'll still feel like they're the San Diego Chargers, and that's still San Diego's team. But they're going to be, it's LA.
As long as there's Rivers on the team.
Games. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to go to games. I'm not going to be able to drive to Mission Valley. I'm not going to be able. It's not. Yeah. It's not the same.
Can't go to as many games as we usually do.
And it's not San Diego's team as much as I can probably say like,
I still like Southern California. If there's SoCal Chargers, it's going to be a lot different than if they're the Carson Chargers or the Los Angeles Chargers.
That would be retarded if they call them.
Carson Chargers, that would suck. Carson is, I think they're just trying to get on the map, honestly. Like, they have this big old plan built out that they gave to the Chargers to consider, and obviously the Chargers are really considering it.
And I think they're going to realize, just like Al Davis realized, that it was a mistake to move to LA because eventually people stop going to the games up there because there's so many other, like, San Diego has a lot of other things to do.
But we don't have big sports teams.
Yeah, we don't have as much sports teams up there, and they don't. And if you take a look at the Raiders won a freaking Super Bowl in the 80s. They won the Super Bowl in LA. It's not like they were terrible in LA. They won a Super Bowl in LA. The Vans stopped going eventually. They stopped going. And like in the Chargers, I want to say they will win a Super Bowl one day. I want to say that, but this is a frustrating team to watch. It is a frustrating team. They make life hard for you. They make losing an art form. They find new ways to lose. Okay, that's going to be an extremely frustrated thing to watch if you're in LA. If you're just starting to watch a team that gets your hopes up and breaks your heart, that's going to be extremely frustrating. And they don't
watch the Raiders too.
They don't have the
for
lifelong.
Them to suck.
Yeah, they don't have the lifelong.
They won't have dedicated fans.
Yeah, they won't have the lifelong history, the lifelong connection. They've been watching them their whole life. The Chargers have been here since '61. They're gonna watch this team. Sorry, I hate to be negative, but they're gonna watch this team fail, and then they're gonna be like,
they're gonna give up.
I don't have to go watch these games.
I'd rather go watch the Clippers.
They just got here.
Let's go watch the Clippers or the Lakers or the Kings. The Dodgers.
I don't care. I can spend
Angels.
my money. Yeah, I could go spend my money on other things. And I think that's why I think it's eventually going to be a mistake. Dean Spanos is going to look at it being a mistake. He's going to try to come back here.
In San Diego, he doesn't have any competition with other big sports teams, big major league teams. He has the Padres, which isn't even in football season. You go Padres, and then you go Chargers. It's a nice transition. It's perfect. He has a great thing here. He has a lot of loyal fans that really want the Chargers to stay.
It brings a whole nother issue about the NFC, AFC. What are you going to do about that? And I'd say, do they have to be, if it moves up there, do they have to be
one
NFC?
Team? I believe one team has to go to the NFC because you can't have two people, let alone in the same conference, but in the same division, share a stadium. Like, I feel like that's ridiculous. I don't think it could ever, especially Chargers and Raiders. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but I don't know about the rest of the country feels, but it's a classic rivalry over here. You can't just restrict that to once every 4 years,
Yeah, but I mean, stranger things have happened. Yeah. As of right now, Chargers and Raiders teaming up is pretty freaking strange, if you ask me.
Right.
So who knows? Obviously, they don't really care about the rivalry. We're teaming up with the Raiders. We are teaming up with them. That's what's happening. So.
Sad day.
It kind of sucks.
Sad day.
Oh well. Bolt up.
Bolt up.
San Diego Superchargers.
San Diego Superchargers, not the Carson Superchargers.
Subscribe.
San Diego.